You might have seen a lot of videos where people are talking about how to look for cheapest student accommodation in the UK, cheapest places to live in the UK, and whatnot. But you will see very few people talking about the things to consider when looking for accommodation, and that's where I found a gap and I was like, why not create a video out on it? So in today's video, I'm going to share with you all the important factors that you should keep in mind when you are looking for accommodation in the UK, starting from the type of accommodation all the way till the documents that you would need to book an accommodation successfully in the UK. So make sure that you stick around till the end of the video because I'm going to share with you all my personal experiences and mistakes that I have made so that you don't make the same mistake. And before I start, let me tell you that if you are someone who is watching my video for the very first time, then please make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel because I come up with all such amazing content every week and my goal is to reach at least 1,000 subscribers by end of this year. So please make it happen. So without wasting any more time of yours, let's get started. So starting with the first one is the type of accommodation that you want to go for. So there are lots of type of accommodation that you can opt for when you're in the UK. But in this video specifically, I'm going to talk about the three most common accommodation that usually students opt for. First one is a university or student accommodation. Second one is a house share or flat share. Third one is living with your friends and family. So starting with university or student accommodation, so let's say for example if you're someone who wants privacy and at the same time wants that experience of living in a hostel and also getting all those facilities like libraries, playing areas, cinema, etc., then I would definitely recommend you to opt for student accommodation. And if you want to know how to find a cheapest student accommodation in the UK, then don't worry, I have freshly made the video last week itself. I have added the link in the description. You can go and check it out. Second one is a house or flat share where you're just renting a room with random people. So this can be very risky because you don't know who you're gonna share your house with. So either you can get your privacy or you cannot. What if you're living with someone who is a really annoying flatmate and you're not getting any of your privacy? So that can be a challenge. At the same time, you're not getting any additional facilities that you could have if you opted for student accommodation. Last one is living with family and friends. So this is something that I did because when I came to the UK, I came with a couple of my friends. So what we did, we rented out a flat and that's when we were living together. So I would say that we were getting privacy because the people who I was living with, I knew them from beginning. So it was not like I'm sharing a flat with random stranger. But then what I missed on was facilities and amenities that you can get in student accommodation. Second thing to consider is the distance from university. So usually accommodation nearby university is always going to be expensive. So try looking for accommodation which is a bit far away from university. But I would not recommend you to take accommodation which is really far away because then it's going to be really expensive for you to travel from your accommodation to your university. So be very mindful when you're looking for accommodation, especially online, because when you're not in the UK, then it's really tough for you to make decision because you're not in the city yet, so you don't know how far it is. So I'd always recommend you that get the postcode of university and also the postcode of your location and then put that on Google Maps and then look for the walking distance. So when I came to the UK for the very first time, I looked for accommodation which was 15 minutes far away from my university, which is like a walkable distance. So 15 minutes okay, but then don't look for something which is like more than half an hour walking distance for you because then it will be really tiring for you. Distance from city center is the next thing to consider when you're looking for student accommodation. So I made this mistake myself when I came to the UK in 2019. So what I did was I was just looking for how far the university is from my accommodation. But what I didn't look for is how far is city center from my accommodation. And it was 30 minutes walking distance from my house. And then what happened is when you are later on looking for a part-time job, then you'll find out that most of the part-time job is actually in city center. So it's not that you are just going to university for studies, but then later on when you actually start working, then you also have to go for your part-time job on day-to-day basis. So you have to make a right decision on where to live. So you have to make a right decision on the location, making sure that it's not that far from university and at the same time it's not even that far from city center. And guys, in case if you want to know how to look for part-time, then don't worry, I have already made a video out on that one too. The link is in the description. Make sure you check it out after you're done watching this video. Another thing to keep in mind is the deadline to apply for private or university accommodation. So let's say if you actually want to book a student accommodation, then you should keep in mind the deadline. And I would say book your student accommodation as soon as possible because then you will have more cheaper option for you to select from. And I found out this really amazing website. The link is in the description and I have personally used this when I was booking for a student accommodation for a friend. So she came in University of Liverpool this year in September and I found out this really good student accommodation through this link called Amber. So all you have to do is go to my description, click on the link that's been given, and then it will take you on page like this. As you can see that they have verified properties, they have also price match guarantee, easy cancellation, book now and pay later, which is a really good option. They have some exclusive offers as well. So just put in your details and create an account and you can have it a go. They have some really good option in all the major student cities like London, Manchester, Liverpool, Oxford, Cambridge and whatnot. They have really good deals in entire UK. So whichever university you are going to, I would highly recommend you to click on the link and have it a go. Second one is your BRP and passport, because that is something that most of the landlord might ask. That is your proof of residency in the UK. Third one is a UK guarantor. Again, it's not mandatory, but then it depends on the landlord. I would say most of the landlord ask for a UK guarantor, which is nothing but someone who is taking guarantee on behalf of you. That let's say for example, for any reason you cannot pay your rent, then the UK guarantor has the liability to pay rent on behalf of you. In case if you don't have a UK guarantor, then most of the landlord will ask you to pay entire year's rent upfrontly, which can be again really challenging for someone to pay the entire year's rent in just one short payment. So I would say that try looking for a guarantor if you can, because then you will be able to pay monthly or maybe in installments, because then it will be easier for you to make your rent payments. On to next is a bank statement, and I would say this is not a mandatory document, this is an optional one, because it makes sense. Let's say if you are not in the UK at the moment, then how are you expected to provide a bank statement? So that's why some people might ask, but then you can always give them an excuse saying that you are not in the UK yet, and then you can provide other documents instead of bank statement. The last one is a share code, which is not that popular, but some landlord might ask for share codes. So just to make you aware of, so for people who don't know a share code, you can simply go on Google and type in get my share code. So in order for you to get your share code, you need to have your NI number and your BRP with you. So that's why I was telling you that if you're a student who is not yet in the UK, then it will be really challenging for you to provide share code to your landlord. So just in case if someone is asking you for a share code, then you can always tell them that you are not in UK yet, and once you're in the UK, once you have your NI number with you, then you can provide them with your share code. Again, if you are someone who want to know how to get an NI number in the UK, then don't worry, I have made a detailed video on a step-by-step guide on how to get an NI number in the UK. I'll leave a link in the description. Make sure you check out after you're done watching this video. That's it from this video. I hope that you find this video informative. If you did, then please smash that like button. If you are someone who is watching this video for the very first time, I really request you to subscribe to my channel, because my next goal is to reach 1000 subscribers by end of this year. So please help me achieve that, because it motivates me in keep creating more such amazing content for you guys every week. With that being said, bye for now.